Man, this crew called Hoop Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Jargon.
Man, I'm here with my man with Hoop Jargon, the best in the game, man. And you know I only live selected few in my circle. And this is the real dude right here. We gonna get down with the get down.
What's going on, everybody? Hoop Jargon, Sports Media Nation in the building, man. Thank y'all for being nice and punctual, man. I appreciate that, man. You know, sometimes, let me get the music going. I'm trying to get all these things incorporated. There we go. Get that lo-fi in the background. Appreciate you, man. My boy Tubbs in the building. Salute, bro. Appreciate you coming through. All right, so, man, we're going to get on the topic of James Harden, man. A guy who, in my opinion, is going to be one of the top shooting guards that ever has played basketball. A guy that, in my view, has served a lot of different masters in his career. And by that, I mean, James Harden is a guy who individually has a lot of game. He's a guy, won MVP twice, I think, once or twice. Y'all correct me on that. A guy who was, seen as at one point, damn near unguardable. Now, I would challenge that he was unguardable because the rules set for it, but whatever is whatever. But he was also a guy who was seen to be, when the popcorn started popping, when the moment got the most tight, he wasn't a guy you could rely on. And he was seen, in my view, more of a solo act than an actual team player. And I know people say, how can you say that? Who he averaged 11 some odd rebounds assists for his career? That's true. But I always say that there's a thing called hero assists. And hero assists basically are contrived. They're not natural. They're not organic. So those don't lead to championship level basketball. How do we know this? Talk to your boy Russell Westbrook and get back to me. Because he don't like criticism from the media, but I've been on his head for a minute. And I'm not from here because I don't like him per se. I see what you are, and I'm not going to say something different just because you're a great player overall. But if you're flawed, I'm going to call you out for being flawed. And I mentioned him because James Harden, to me, is a flawed player as well. But he seemed to have taken a different approach because, again, this is the same James Harden that forced his way out of Houston when he could have taken that salary, what's it called? The salary extension and become the first 50 million player ever, right? This is the same James Harden that forced his way out of Brooklyn when things didn't go right. And he got what he wanted in Philly, and things ain't quite work out. So James Harden has a lot of character flaws. And, I had the pleasure to speak to his father, man. I'm in sales, and just so happened the store I was working, James Harden's father had ordered like a small item. And he left a message, and I called him back. And I talked to James Harden's dad for I would say about a good 5 minutes. And what he said mirrors what most people say about James Harden. It's just he just in it for the lifestyle, man. And he's actually a junior. James Harden's father has the same name. And so I was talking to him while I was returning the phone call. I was like, I got to say, and in relation to, because I was working the Hawthorne store. Hawthorne is where James Harden is from. I was just like, by any chance, is this, like James Harden. He's like, yeah, this is pops. I was like, interesting. So that's a true story. So I don't know why he doesn't go by the moniker James Harden Jr., but he's a junior. But anywho, shout out to Logan says, keep working, Hoop. You're gonna be famous. I know it. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate those affirmation words, man, because those, those permeate over reality and it keeps me going. So I really appreciate you, bro. So James Harden, he has an embattled career because if you remember the Dallas series in 2013, I want to say, the team played better with him on the bench. Kevin McHale called him out for not being a leader, right? You remember 2012 playing for the OKC Thunder when he came in and played a phenomenal series against the Spurs to beat the Spurs and go to the finals and face LeBron, and he laid an egg. So James Harden has a lot of sugar, honey, iced tea, SHIT on his legacy. So I say all that to say that this is a crucial point of his career where we're going to figure out what James Harden really is. And I think James Harden never really cared like that. That's why I said the backdrop of his lifestyle. Paying off, ladies of the night, single mothers, whatever you want to call it. Which I don't begrudge him for, man, because at the end of the day, man, you live this life one time. You don't get two times to do it. But you also can't pawn off having a good time in your free life and think people in sports are going to forget that. I'll give you another example, Tony Romo. Tony Romo's real big about enjoying life, and that's fine. But what you also don't see is Tony Romo being mentioned amongst the greats. You don't mention him being mentioned amongst the greats. It's a trade-off, man. Everything in life has a trade-off, man. Flight Sports TV says, hit that like button. You know what I mean? Do what Flight said, man. Flight's a smart guy, man. Shout out to Flight, man. Y'all go sub to his channel. P. Rose in the building says, what's up, Hoop Jargon? I just got done editing a podcast on my channel. How you doing, bro? Man, I'm doing well, man. I live out here in, Monrovia, California, right outside of LA. It's a sunny day outside. The mountains are outside. Everything's good. I hope everything's well for you, my man. Rap God Reloaded says Harden has baby mom issues. I don't know if he has kids. I know he got like women he dealt with issues, but yeah, y'all hit that like button. So I'm gonna set backdrop like I always do. You know what? I listen to ESPN's take and I listen to Fox Sports, and God dog it, man, Fox just has a better product. I'm not trying to influence y'all who to listen to, but golly, First Take, too many bodies up there. They had the woman up there with a bald head. And shout out to the bald headed women. But it's just the perspective is just, it's not the same, man. Even though I don't like Nick Wright a lot, I respect what Nick Wright is because, I don't know, they just get to the point better with Fox, man. ESPN, they kind of dance around too much. Now, it ain't my thing, man. It ain't my thing. So with that being said, let me go to the beautiful bean footage. There you go, Mike Nash in the building. What's up? What's up? Good to see you. All right. Is this my cousin? My cousin Mike Nasty? Cuz if that's you, let me know. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to the beautiful bean footage, man. And again, I have to put the overlay on because Fox does strike down videos, but I think I found the little cheat code. If you put the overlay on, I think we're Gucci. So the last few videos been good, so we're gonna keep riding that wave. All right, let's find this overlay. Thank y'all for being here, man. Again, the like button don't cost you anything. We are 35 minutes past the hour, and so we're gonna keep this kind of tight. And I'm gonna open the panel if you guys want to discuss about James Harden. Let's do it. But with him taking this, with him opting in, with him taking money from a standpoint of not, basically with him opting out, rather, he's letting a more friendly situation for PJ Tucker to come in. So basically, he's doing this, the Sixers a solid when he could just take more money by opting in. So this just shows again that James Harden may be turning the corner because I think this is a very moment-defining situation. And I don't know how I got into his mind, but it seems like it's finally registered in his mind that it's time to, it's time to do something else. It's time to be something else because as of right now, your reputation is not great, sir. And we can even talk about the drop off in statistically because Harden for the longest was known as a great player from a stat standpoint. But I'll go over that real quick. And as you know, now you can attribute it to him being hurt, but in Brooklyn, it didn't go well. When him and KD were out there, you can say his hernia situation was in play. Okay, I'll meet you there. But he flamed out there. Last year, he did not look great with moments they needed him playing with Joel Embiid. And that's no excuses, man. Because if we remember things where people were saying like him and Embiid was gonna be like Shaq and Kobe, and I just said like, oh no, oh no, I never saw that. I never saw that. So from a stat standpoint, we're talking about in James Harden's prime in 2019, 2020, James Harden's put up 35, 8, and 7. That's him at his prime. This past season, he put up 21, 10, and 7, which aren't bad stats, but it just shows offensively there's been a precipitous drop-off from your overall production. And in my opinion, they stopped doing that. Well, he stopped doing that because they switched those rules up on him. So him being able to drive left, drive hard, get the foul call, or step back in three, he has to actually play basketball now. And it's been, you can see the difference now when he has to play organic basketball. So now he has to capitulate on certain things like this, which is salary. So I'm glad he's doing it because he has to save his legacy, man. I'm glad somebody sat him down because I know he got a lot of yes men in his corner. Somebody sat him down and be like, bro, you need to switch something up, man. It's not looking good. So salute to him in that regard. Rap God says, what's your opinion on the Draymond Green and Kendrick Perkins disagreement? You know what? I was actually going to do a whole video on that. I'm going to table that. You know what? I may do a video on that later. Appreciate that question, though. I was actually going to do that. Because of Mike say, showing love for the purple platform. Appreciate you, man. Old Hummer King says, morning. Omaha Kings, I'm so sorry. Says, morning hoop jogging, man. Morning to you as well, brother. And Rap God says, hard never learn how to actually play basketball. Absolutely. And that's always been my problem with him because I don't like guys with holes in their games. But without further ado, let's go ahead and go to Fox Sports' assessment of it. You know, as always, I'll step in and have my commentary slow. Without further ado, let's let it rock.
Well, there have been rumors he might do this, but anytime a player willingly takes less money than he could get, it is surprising. And if we are going to be fair, James Harden, who has been one of the most heavily criticized players in the league over the last year, and by the way, the vast majority of that criticism has been totally fair. But if we're going to be fair, we have to applaud this. James Harden, absolutely. I don't know. He's probably going to sign a 3-year deal. Absolutely could have gotten 3 years at the max from Philadelphia. He's going to take less than that purely to raise his chances of winning a championship and to help the team. And that is something that is.
Let me address some of y'all comments to see y'all trickling. Y'all hit the like button on the way in. You think Tobias Harris will get traded? I don't think they need to, but I do think they want to shake some things up, especially with the inclination that they're bringing in PJ Tucker. So maybe. I don't think he's their problem. I just think they need to get a real system and run it. I think that's their biggest issue. I don't think James Harden can do that, me personally. Between the Game Sports, man, shout out to my boy Will, man. Y'all sub to his channel. He says decline is there. This is why I said what James Harden is doing, drawing fouls in a gimmick, a very good gimmick. Yeah, absolutely. I've been on that train forever, man, and I was willing to die on that hill because 3 years ago it wasn't popular. What I was saying. Nah, you hate, man. James Harden changed the game. You remember he had that ridiculous 3-point shot, that 1-point 3-pointer. I'm sorry, 1-foot 3-pointer that he introduced. I was like, that's not gonna work. He used that one time in preseason game. He never used it again. I'm like, come on, man. Like, let's keep your eye on the ball, man. Keep your eye on the ball. Stop falling for these optics, man. And I gotta say, I always forget, man. If you liking the content over here, y'all get that cash. If y'all get that super chat, man, to keep the train rolling. That is hoop jargon. Without further ado, let's keep going on that video, though.
Is in sports basically universally applauded. So I think when the day the Sixers traded for Harden, I saw our pal Bobby Marks go on the other network and say James Harden is going to sign the worst contract in NBA history. Remember, he did the whole thing. He was like, it's going to be 5 years, $250 million. It's going to be worse than the Russ contract, worse than the John Wall contract. And now I don't think a 5-year max was in the offing for James Harden, Brew, because of how he played once he got to Philadelphia. But I am quite confident he could have gotten 3 years at the max. And I think he's going to end up taking 3 years at less than the max. And I think that's the type of thing we should give him credit for because it's going to help them sign PJ Tucker or whomever Daryl decides to go after to raise their chances of winning a title.
Los certificados de carrera de Google ofrecen
All right, here we go. These commercials. Let's power through.
capacitación para trabajos con alta demanda. Promueve
Nick, I'm not surprised. I'm not. for all the love of the nightlife and the fancy clothes that James Harden likes to wear, he has shown that he's not just about the money. And he's made $270 million throughout his career. So he's obviously not hurting for money. But remember, in the fall of 2020, he turned down a 2-year, $103 million contract extension from the Rockets that would have made him the first $50 million man per season in the NBA ever. Yeah. He turned it down and went to Brooklyn. In Brooklyn, they offered him a year later, they offered him a 3-year, $161 million contract extension that he turned down. Now, maybe he was seeing the, handwriting on the wall with Kyrie and Durant and all that stuff, but he turned it down and kept his options open. All right, so
which I don't begrudge any player, man. I don't begrudge you for keeping your options open, man. You should be able to pick what situation you want, what's best for you, this, that, and the third. I don't begrudge any man for that. Again, it's always a trade-off, though. He tried to force himself to, he did force himself to Brooklyn. He got fat on purpose with the Rockets, turned down that money, went there. Didn't like the situation with Philly. I'm sorry, with Brooklyn. I don't know if it's because of Kyrie or what have you, forced himself over to Philly. So it's just like, 3 strikes you out, man. You're on 2 strikes right now. So again, I'm saying with him, I'm saluting him for having self-awareness, because at this point, you got to know your reputation is tarnished. Your statistics are tarnished. And like Sis and Lou said, donde estás? You asked me, where am I? Well, I'm in California. If you're asking me, donde estás? I mean, where you from? No, where you from? I'm from Houston. So yeah, I got some vested James Harden critique over here. I feel like part of what he's doing, Morey is solid. A GM who believed in Harden since the beginning, basically let him do. Yeah, you know what? I think that's absolutely correct. But I also think, he thinks of himself first. So I'm glad, again, that's why the subtext of this title is the art of having self-awareness, or self-awareness is necessary, because all these things play into NBA players' decision-making. And I think, Morey has always been loyal to him, so he keeps that in mind. But, I think James Harden always thinks it's number one, and number one meaning himself. So I think it may be a combination of those two things. Oh, he thought I was in a Spanish-speaking country. Well, I'm in a Spanish-populated part of L.A., so that may answer that question. Let's see. He trying to get to the Clippers. Nah, I think he's staying where he is. I think James Harden, no, he can't hop another team right now, and his legacy stay intact. But let's keep going.
I do believe that James Harden is the type of guy that puts his personal happiness, and I respect that. Am I happy where I'm at? Am I happy with who I'm working with? Am I happy with the basketball situation? Above making every last dollar that you can. And you should have that mindset when you've made as much money as he has. So I'm not surprised. I guess it's admirable, Nick, but I'm not going to applaud him. You know what I'm going to applaud?
I'm going to applaud him because this is not protocol for James Harden. I'm going to give him a lot of credit for this because this is not who he is. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to give him that. I'm going to applaud James Harden. And y'all know I hate his game. I hate his game all the way. But I'm not going to act like this isn't a good thing. This is like more Tom Brady right here, where you're sacrificing a little bit of yourself for the good of the whole. It's only going to help you on the back end if you do things the right way. Sister Lou also says, Daryl Morey acting like James Harden dad. Hey, my conversation, man, again, I talked to James Harden pops. It kind of seemed like more of his brother than his pops, talking to James Harden dad. I mean, it is what it is. And shout out to James Harden Sr. No shade. It's just my deduction of what I got from that. D Pope B Frank in the building. Y'all go sub to his channel, man. He says, I think Harden knows it would have been too much pressure if he took that money and not produced. He know he can't run to another team. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He can't run to another team. Like, you run to another team, it's gonna look real bad for you, man. Even the dumbest hoop fan would be like, all right, why you keep jumping team to team to team? It ain't like Westbrook when you getting traded. Like, you ain't got no choice over that. But if you are jumping by yourself team to team, you look a little thottish, my boy. Pope also says, Hoop, he's done it before with the Rockets. Yeah, he's forced himself out. I know. He forced himself out twice, actually. He forced out the Nets as well. So yeah, nah, you can't be thought tonight, man. You gotta ride something out, bro. You said I thought he was your favorite player. Boy, get your ass out of here. You know damn well Harden ain't my favorite player. Let's keep going.
Applaud when he shows that he can consistently deliver in the big playoff games. Like everybody's wondering, oh, this should endear him to the Sixers fans. No, what's gonna endear him to the
It should though. He's sacrificing for the betterment of your team. And minimum Sixers fans should appreciate what he's doing, man. I'm not, usually me and Bruce are we rocking together on our takes. Right now, he on some other shit right now.
Sixers fans is when you give me more than a total of 25 points in the last 2 games of a playoff series.
Now, okay, I'll meet you there. He did stink it up. I'll meet you there, but he can't control that. That's in the past. Right now is we can control what's going on, and right now he's showing love for the betterment of the team. But he ain't lying. Let me say that.
Against Miami. So this is fine. This is nice. But James Harden, that's what's got to change in Philly.
And Pope, I see you. So you say you were Broussard, and you say drop a link. I am. After I go through this video, I always drop the link after, so I got you. Just stick around. Citizen Lou also says, I see what Chris is saying. Isn't that altruistic since getting a long-term deal instead of just a one-two deal? Yeah, I guess. I just think that he's still doing Moria solid at the end of the day. But again, hey, I'm not here caping for James Harden, so let it be known. Let it be known, like Snoop Dogg once said. Let it be known.
His mentality, Embiid's mentality, PJ Tucker will help bring some toughness, but that's really what I'm about.
That's what they missing too. PJ Tucker's going to help that bunch out a lot. Do I think it's enough to beat the Bucks at full staff? No. Is it enough to beat Boston? Maybe. But yeah, I think that's going to be a good acquisition bringing in PJ.
This is nice. It's cute. It's good. He did turn down more money, but people are saying, I want to see what you do in the playoffs.
Hey, if you've been following me any modicum amount of time, you know I've been saying about Harden. I'm like, yeah, all that regular season shit is cool. What you going to do in the postseason? And he been laying egg after egg after egg after egg in meaningful series. So yeah, I'm on that shit.
It's nice. It's cute. It's good. When you get the cute from Broussard, it's
Cute
never
might not
really
be
a
right.
compliment. A lot of times I'll give a take. You're like, cute take. Wow. It's like, oh, brother, that stunk. Okay, here's the thing. If this is true, Nick, and you were happier about this in the meeting than all of us, then James Harden needs to call up Lil Baby and say, hey, I know you got an album coming out. Remember the last video we did when I was giving you the honey buns and I give you a bunch of money? And a watch, I believe. Can we do that again? And maybe around your birthday, but this time I will say, oh, sorry, Lil Baby. I can't give you as much money as you did because I took less because I'm committed to winning with Philadelphia. And Lil Baby, like, it's okay. That's an admirable act, James Harden. Because there is so
Come on, bro. That's a horrible segue to come into your point. But, you know, it's funny when white dudes try to be down with their taste. Like, no, bro. Like, you should have threw that shit in the trash can.
many things on this side of the ledger where people look at James Harden and be like, what are you doing? You quit on the Rockets. You quit on the Nets. You had a bad game. You're out celebrating. There's so much stuff on this side of the public relations ledger for James Harden. If he's turning down millions of dollars, then he should have a full-on campaign to be like, hey, I did this. It shouldn't take an accountant to go through the mid-level exception in the rising salary cap for us normal basketball fans to be like, man, that was cool. Good job, James Harden. He's dedicated to this team, because right now I think there's still questions. And if you're turning down millions of dollars, he deserves to be praised. But I kind of want to wait until to see the contract that he's actually going to sign.
I can meet you there. I think it's important to say that because James Harden's reputation is, again, like I led in with my first little part of my preamble, is he's a me guy. Everything's about me. So this shows a little bit of humility on his part. Again, self-awareness being the backdrop of this whole video. So I think that, if he has to kind of promote that a little harder, I think he should, because people perceive him as selfish, which he is, in my opinion. But this is a good step the right direction. Now he got to put the game, on the floor the same way. So, that's only one part of the equation. But I don't hate that take by Wiles. Pope says he knows he can't get them over the hump to a chip, so it would have been dumb to take that money. Then Philly on his ass to show up again in the playoffs. So he has no choice because he can't leave. He may have put himself in a little quagmire. I agree with that. But I've seen people still go down with the ship. Russell Westbrook, anybody? So I give him credit for at least at the 10th moment. I mean, the 12th hour, you notice you may need to switch something up, and I give him credit for that.
I'm for him. It's just pro bono publicist work.
Hold on. You're saying, wait a minute. You're saying he needs to publicize it more.
Yes. Yeah, he does, because his reputation is bad. Yes.
What are you talking about? The news came out yesterday. We're talking about it this morning. Again, like this space-time continuum Wilds lives in.
Mid-level exception.
The news broke hours ago. You want there to be more publicity about it.
Because they publicize his lifestyle like a lot. So you got to have a counterbalance, man, to control the narrative. You know who does a really good job of that? LeBron James. Now, LeBron James doesn't go party. At least he doesn't show that. But LeBron does a good thing to show his quote-unquote pro-blackness to counter his losing. So people tend to be a little softer on his losing, when he's not winning the whole thing, because he's seen as a man to people or what have you and all that. So they put out the school. Now, I got to say it. That I Promise school, he put $1 million of his fund money towards that, and the people of Akron, Ohio pay for that school. So it's basically his school in name only. But the way you promote it is like he built this school from the ground up, and it's like his hands are on it. But those things make people like you. Those things give you clemency when you don't perform. So yeah, they probably should promote this from Harden again, because he ain't had a lot to promote. All everybody knows is him dealing with strippers and hitting the club after the games like he don't give a shit. So yeah, you need to counter that with something else. Yeah. Let's see, Russ no, he can only get 10 mil if he opts out. Yeah, ain't nobody paying Russ. That's funny. Nobody wants Westbrook, and the teams don't want to give him a long-term deal, and they should, man. I'm a Lakers fan. I got to deal with the fact I got one more year of this effery. So it's time to get rid of that dude, man. It is what it is. Nick almost tried to bring LeBron's name into this. Man, I said this, time after time. Nick Wright sees basketball through the lens of LeBron James' career. I don't know what he's going to do when LeBron retires. I've said that over and over your channel, so great observation.
Harden is not what you want. Okay, Harden would get ripped if he came out and was like, hey, guys, I'm only going to take $42 million instead of the $48 million I could get, because people would be like, oh, James Harden, play me the tiniest violin. It is our job to inform the public about what's happening. It is our job to say James Harden could have gotten 3 years at max money from Philadelphia. He is taking less than that for one reason and one reason only.
What you got?
So the team has a better chance of winning a championship. That is in and of itself by how, if we are going to treat Harden fairly at all, we have to say that's admirable. The same way we would say it if this news came out about
Agreed.
Steph or Giannis or any of the players that have near universal approval ratings. And Brew, I think you are cross-pollinating things.
I heard he say Onyx too. He got a retired jersey at King of Diamonds and Onyx. he done funded many economies through there. Shout out to Onyx, man. That used to be. I used to live walking distance from Onyx when I lived in Houston, and I may or may not have take advantage of that a few times. I wasn't doing no James Harden performances, so I was doing some JaVale McGee performances in there though.
What I'm saying can be true, and it can also be true that the most important thing is that he produces in the postseason. Like, I don't.
Well, what up, I really appreciate you coming through, man. I hope you you have a subscription to the channel.
These to me
appreciate you coming through, man. Don't be a stranger, man.
They are unrelated stories. James Harden playing poorly against the Miami Heat in the playoffs is one thing. James Harden and what he is going to do to try to help the Sixers fill out the roster to the best of their ability is another thing. Like, I don't see how those two are correlated.
Let me ask this though, Nick. Are we judging this on?
And for those who coming in, I'm using First Things First as a backdrop, talking about the subject matter, because I think they do a really good job. And if you guys don't know, I really do not like Nick Wright at all. But I like what he is as a media personality. He's more or less like a Skip Bayless type kind of guy you would see, kind of corny. but he knows basketball. But in my opinion, he knows basketball through narrative. So I like to have his opinion as a way to not have a sports opinion, because it's not based on thorough basketball knowledge. It's based on you trying to see the optics and make an opinion on optics and numbers. But I like what it all balances out to. And I think Wiles, he has a great counterbalance. But Chris Broussard just comes in as an elder statesman and just chops his head off every time. And so I like this dynamic. I try to watch ESPN. It's not the same dynamic in my opinion. But thank y'all. Y'all hit that like button, man, if y'all like what's going on, man. I really appreciate y'all patronizing the page. CMI said, what's my opinion on Nick putting Hakeem 8 and Shaq at 9? I think that's about right, actually. I think Hakeem is more commendable about what he did with his talent. I think he was more versatile. I think Hakeem, those 2 championships he won in 94, 95, it was a Herculean effort, especially the first year. Not having another superstar. Well, not another all-star on his team. Second best player was like what? Otis Thorpe, Kenny Smith. So yeah, it's damn near like how Dirk was doing, on that 2011 campaign. So yeah, I think Hakeem, defensively was more versatile, offensively more versatile. Shaq being the most quote unquote dominating player, but dominating to me doesn't mean anything. That's just like a superlative label on you playing hard, but you're not dominating if you're not winning, in my opinion. And I know Shaq won more rings than Hakeem. But Shaq also had better teammates. Let's see. I might say terrible list. Nick is another Skip person. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He reminds me of Skip Bayless in a certain sense, but Skip Bayless actually knows basketball. So a lot of people shit on Skip because they don't like him. Skip actually does know basketball. Nick Wright knows narrative. But let's keep going.
On a curve. I mean, did we give this did we fawn over Tom Brady all the years he took and did it?
Yes, people gave Tom Brady a lot of credit for taking less money. Yes. Especially Skip Bayless. Yes.
Tampa Bay as well.
Yes.
He's taking.
Thank you, Nick Wright. Oh Lord, I said thank you, Nick Wright. Good God. Yes, Brady got a lot of credit for that, dog. What you talking about? So much so that people saying that he was greater than freaking Bill Belichick. Man, come on, man. What universe you living on? Right, I agree here, King better than Shaq. There we go, man. And salute Shad Brown Sports and Faith. It's a new name I see, man, but don't be a stranger. Hit the subscribe button if you're not done so already, man. I'd love to see you pop up again, man. All right, let's keep rolling.
Less money than
we got about another minute with this, and then we'll open the panel up, and then you guys got opinions? I want to hear them.
Yes. Really? I didn't fawn over him. Okay, you fawned over him. Okay, I don't even.
Chris, plenty of people fawned over Tom Brady taking less money. Come on, bro.
Even remember you fawning over him. You probably didn't. You're probably ripping. Did people fawn? People said Patrick Mahomes took a bad contract. He did the same thing in Kansas City to leave money for his teammates. So I'm just saying, this isn't like completely unprecedented. I said it the other day. LeBron James was willing to do it when he went to Miami to join Wade and Bosh. So
he ain't had no damn choice. LeBron ain't had no damn choice. The situation was kind of bad in Cleveland, man. He had to capitulate, in that capacity, but he never did it since then.
It is admirable. But if you want me to sit here and applaud and forget all the James Harden quitting on the last 2 teams he played with and not
yes, he did
showing up in the big games, I'm not. It's nice. It is a good gesture. But he's still filthy rich beyond his wildest dreams if he played for 25 cents this year.
That's not the point, though. The point is perception. Perception is what you're making per year is how people generally judge you. So that's kind of a moot point that Chris Broussard is doing because he's trying to culminate his whole career. That's why I don't give people a culmination of their stats. Meaning, when I saw Antoine Walker come on the show yesterday, and I want to do a show about this, but I just didn't feel like doing it. But Antoine Walker was capable of Westbrook. And he was saying that all the accomplishments he had. I'm like, okay, what they got to do with the price of tea in China? Meaning, all former MVP, averaging triple-double, yada, 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 yada. What they have to do with 2022? That has nothing to do with 2022. And Broussard stepped in with the right comment saying, well, shit, I mean, they got a team full of has-beens. Carmelo used to be that dude at one point. He ain't that dude no more. So what are you really saying? And I think it's kind of like, it's chopping his own argument down. Like he made all his money in the past. So what? All these NBA players made money in the past. You generally judge them off what they're doing going forward. And so him taking less money going forward, that is commendable, man. That is commendable. Sister Lou said, does Jordan never beat Bird, rap God below? Yeah, I believe he did. After losing the first time. Shout out to Cleve Bryan, man, one of my high school teammates, or classmates rather. He says he could have done the same thing in Houston and been a God. He could have. But again, that's why the subtext of my whole show is being self-aware. When you're self-aware, people tend to give you the benefit of the doubt. But when you just go things in a very aloof fashion, in a very unaware fashion, people tend to have a little disdain for you. Just saying it. So when you do slip up, they're ready to be on that ass.
Here. So let's just keep it in perspective.
Thanks for watching.
All right, so that's all that's going on with that. So again, man, James Harden to me did a good thing. James Harden did a very unselfish thing because he has to. And like the Pope was saying earlier, man, he kind of has to. You don't have a lot more stops. Like, you put yourself in position to be where you are by kind of understanding what you are. And I think you got to keep that train going, because the more he try to think that he's not thinking that he can live off his old success, not so much, because his reputation been pretty bad the last few years. So I'm dropping the link right there, man. If you want to drop on and speak your piece, come on and do so. Come on forward. Put the collection plate forward. Come on forward, God dog it. Come on forward and speak your piece. Let's talk about James Harden. Let's talk about this situation. Does James Harden, I want to know your opinions. I want to know, do you think that he's going to change his perception? Do you think he's going to have a good year? Do you think, I almost said Phoenix, do you think Philly has an opportunity to get to the next level? I want to know. So I'll leave it open for another 5 minutes or so. If not, then, I'll enjoy my Thursday, my last day off. I got to go work my ass off this weekend. Y'all know I'm in sales, so it's going to be a whole lot of working for your boy. And I got to say, too, I like the fact, you know what, I may put ESPN's as a backdrop if you guys don't want to come on. I didn't love their perspective, but I kind of want you to see the difference between the two different ideologies of it all. As I'm trying to find that video I was looking at earlier, I see that the Knicks are going all in on Jalen Brunson. I don't get that. Jalen Brunson's a good player, but that kind of money they dropping, I don't know about that, Chief. Somebody tell me I'm lying. I don't know about that, Chief. So now ESPN doesn't flag, so I can actually put that video on here. Let's see, they got these damn commercials going. Appreciate y'all for bearing with me. All right, so they don't flag, so I can let the video show on this one. I'm coming about 15 minutes. All right, Pope, that's cool. All right, so let me show the ESPN take on this. I Really Hoop says they can't say Harden don't want to win. He taking less money. Yeah, I mean, I think it's the first step. It's the first step because Harden has been universally known as a pretty selfish player. Problem is, Harden got to show that he got the nuts to perform in the playoffs, man. Because getting those cheap ass whistles and stuff like that, I always thought that was a gimmick. I was like, nah, not good enough. Hell no. So, and it's still showing time after time. So now he's showing that mentally he's in. I'll give him that, but is the game there though? That's my question. Harden been trying to win since leaving Houston. Yeah, he's been trying to win like his way, but I think he needs to understand that basketball is played in an organic fashion. That's why, and I lamented, y'all go look at my old videos the whole way through. I said the Warriors would win. First I said in 5, but then it ended up being 6. And I said because they play basketball the right way. So I trust teams that play basketball the right way. In my opinion, James Harden does not do that. So, I mean, he can say what he want to say, but until he plays basketball the correct way, quote unquote, he always going to be at the behest of somebody else, meaning he don't control his destiny. But let's go ahead. I want to see first takes, little take on this situation. Again, y'all hop on the link if you want to hop on and speak your piece. I'll leave it open for another like 15 to 20 minutes. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get it. I hit that button, thought I did something.
Go to a general hospital and try to fuck. Leave us alone. Jeez, come on, take it easy.
in anyway.
There you go. Shot fired.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that. Okay, well, let's go back to the association because after a year in Philly, James Harden has opted out of his player option and will become a free agent. But he keeps real the possibility of negotiating a new deal with the Sixers. In combos with the team since the end of the season, he said he does have the desire to help the organization reshape their roster towards championship contention, sources told ESPN. So Harden arrived in Brooklyn in February with Paul Millsap in that blockbuster trade, while the Sixers sent Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and Andre Drummond to Brooklyn and 2 first-round picks, including a pick in this year's draft for 2023. Freddie, I'm going to start with you because we all know how both of those teams' seasons ended, right? The 76ers and the Nets. He has more question marks as we head into next season.
Before I start there, how weird is it that trade was 4 months ago? It seemed like it was 4 years ago
Right.
that happened, with so many things that have happened.
Oh, we got some new panelists up here, gentlemen. What's going on, man? Good, Shad?
Oh yeah, this is me. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I got you, man. What you got on the subject, man?
Okay, we talking about James Harden, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you think Philly could win with James?
No.
I don't think so either, man.
Hell no.
I don't think so either.
Why don't you think so?
For one, look like James has lost a step or two. Don't look like he can get past his man. Look like people has caught on to his game where he just shoot what you call it? A step back three or go to the basket. Look like he depend on free throws too much. And it used to work when he had his athleticism and when he had what you call it his first step, but he ain't got it no more, man. He done lost that. It's going away from him. So he's not gonna help them. They're gonna need him to be that old James in order to win. So I don't see them winning, man.
Agreed, and I just think his game is he has a bastardized style of basketball, man. If I'm just being honest, and by that I mean he plays two ways, like you just said, the step back three or driving left hard. There's no minutia to his game. There's no
right.
You know what I mean? There's no. He had the little floater sometimes, but going right is a struggle for him. And it's just like he's so predictable. And I think that when you're predictable, and I'll give you context, when Boston beat the brakes off of the Nets, it wasn't because the Nets are sorry, because they're predictable. With Kyrie,
right,
they're predictable. It's easy to guard. When you got a guy who is selfless and knows how to move the ball around, because it's gonna come back around to you. It's gonna come back around. And that's called basketball IQ. When you have basketball IQ, it tends to give you more options, and it makes the game a lot easier. And I don't think Harden is capable of that, from what I've seen.
Right, I agree. Then he don't play defense. Look like he's quit. Maybe by taking this, not trying to get all the money, maybe he's gonna try to play better this year. But I just don't see it, man. I don't see it at all.
Same here, and I want to give Between Game Sports in on this too. Will, what do you think about him posing that question about can they win with James?
No, it's because I wouldn't say he lost a step. I think he just hasn't been healthy the last 2 years. The hamstring has definitely been an issue. But when you do get older, things tend to kind of linger on a little bit longer. So that's what's happening to James Harden. Like you said, his game is very predictable. And then James Harden used to be a dude that can get to the cup and dunk on folks.
Right.
Even his first year in Houston, he had a little bit of everything. He was very, very hard to guard. He was doing the step back, not as much, but he was getting to the mid-range, stopping and popping, getting to the cup, dunking on folks. Then all of a sudden, the Daryl Morey system came into play, and then all of a sudden, that's all he knew. And it's like he kind of forgot how to play the total game of basketball, and he hasn't diverted from that game at all. And when he was with Brooklyn, I say Brooklyn would win if he could be an ultimate playmaker, which he has the skill set to do. But he just never was healthy. They never got enough time. And basically, he quit on the dude. So with him being in Philly, things going south again, if they do go south again, when they go south again, he's going to quit again. Just like the old saying says, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on... No, what is it? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I'm not falling for it anymore. I never really fell for it, but being from Houston, I kind of, subconsciously rooted for him and being successful. But I'm way off that train, and I think he's a very, very talented dude because I said it on posts and past things. What James Harden was doing, 98% of the dudes in the world wish they could do.
Agreed.
Wish they could do. And I said his game is very gimmick-like, but it was a damn good gimmick. It got him an MVP, which should have got him 2 MVPs.
Agreed.
I agree.
But, the veil is off. People are seeing him for who he is, and his fails in the playoffs have continually shown. So until he can get to a Eastern Conference Finals or something of that nature, I'm not riding with it. And then Joel Embiid, he's never healthy, to be honest.
True. Well, you know what? Few things. Yeah, James Harden has shown that when it's time for him to perform, he doesn't quite have the game. One thing that sticks out to me is when the Rockets went 7 for 44 in that closeout game against the Warriors, and they lost that game, obviously. And he shot like 1 for 13 himself. Team shot 7, which means nobody stepped in and said that, listen, man, we need to stop this approach. Shooting damn threes or death. Like, there's no other nuance to the game. And to me, that's forever on James Harden's lecture. They beat, again, I said this earlier in the stream, when they beat the Mavericks in the high-low game from Josh Smith and Dwight Howard is what did it while James Harden was on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
I won't get that. I'm sorry. I've never seen a star player sit on the bench and the team play better. I've never seen that before in my life. So those things on the lecture for James Harden. And lastly, you mentioned about you said what you said about the not playing playoff performance. Damn, you said something else. I forgot it. What'd you just say?
Shut up, dog.
What's your talking point you just said, bro?
I went over the Nets. I went over the Embiid not being healthy. I went over him quitting in the playoffs.
You said one more thing I wanted to highlight.
I don't know. Him being a playmaker, shit.
Damn, it'll come back to me.
Not being healthy.
But at any rate, man, James Harden, man, he got to understand that he has a lot of shit on his name, and it's because of him. But I commend him at least trying to take a step in the right way. I don't think it would be to anything fruitful, but I mean, it is what it is. So, where do we think Philly will shake out then? Further, throughout this next season, where do you think that they'll probably place in the East?
I'll give them the 4 or 5 seed. I'm still going with Milwaukee, Miami, Boston as my top 3. You can go, you can put them in whatever order you want. Atlanta might be a little better this year, depending on how well Murray and Trae Young get along.
Mm-hmm.
The Hornets are still going to be stuck in limbo because they can't seem to figure out and get out their own way. They won't get rid of Gordon Hayward. Terry Rozier is their point guard, which I don't think you can win as a starting point guard. Terry Rozier, he's a 6-man at best.
Yep.
Toronto's gonna be a little better. Maybe I don't know what they're doing with their pieces. OG and what's the kid name? Gary Trent Jr. They got a lot of similar players, so yeah. I'm going back to 4 or 5 seeds somewhere in there.
Okay. Kind of bold there. Okay, shout out to Third World Columbia, the building, H-Town, holding it down. Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. Third World Columbian also says the 76ers trying to get Harden, take every bit of pay so they can sign P.J. Tucker. Absolutely. Which is a great thing. I mean, P.J. Tucker brings a different dynamic, to any team because he just brings that defense. He brings unselfishness. He brings that hard hat mentality, and that's something that you definitely need on your team. I don't care who you are.
He is the point guard. He is the starting point guard. Typically not the starting. LaMelo is the true point guard, but Rozier is in the starting lineup.
He's the primary ball handler. I would call him that. Yeah. I mean, because it's hard now these days. You got these ambiguous titles for positions. So, you know what I'm saying? It can go all over the place. But I think he is a point guard. I mean, he's 6'1". He's a two guard that you do out of necessity. You don't want to sign a 6'1" two guard. Shout out to Bobby Jackson. To success.
Yep. Yep.
Did he really?
Yeah. Some chick just came out.
Oh.
It just came out like late last night or this morning or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, Shad, what you got?
What is it now?
Yeah. What you want to add to the subject matter, man?
Okay. I think the Sixers maybe get out the first round. Maybe. For one, I'm not a fan of Joel Embiid. Shoot too many threes. You don't go down in the block enough. Trying to be a point guard instead of just being a true center. I think he should mix it up. Maybe drill the ball here and there, but he do too much dribbling, shoot too many threes. So I think he's a problem as well. So you add him and then Harden. I don't really see them going too far at all. You know, I think they messed up getting Harden. So you know, and I think Embiid will help them if he would go on the post more. He need to really go on the post more and dominate. Somebody tried to say this man was more skilled than Elijah Warren. I was like, no, ain't no way this man more skilled than this man. So, you heard that? Yeah.
That's rough. And I want to address Third World Columbians. I'm gonna bring the Pope up. Well, he's already up, but we let him chime in as well. And that's a good take, bro. I appreciate that. Third World Columbia says, I know streams about Harden, but the fellas on the panel, where do you see Donovan Mitchell and DeAndre Ayton ended up before the season? I guess I'll jump it off. Donovan Mitchell, I don't think it's a lot of market for him. I think 2 years ago, people would have moved heaven and earth to get Donovan Mitchell. I don't think his market is that great. He's still in his rookie contract, right?
Yes, I think so.
No.
No, he did sign. He signed a big contract with Utah, actually.
Yeah.
So if he's on his rookie contract, I mean, the sky will be the limit because you want that in because you can control the restricted free agency after that's done. But now he's on his big contract, and perception's pretty down on him right now. So I think he'll be right back in Utah, man. Like I don't think there's a huge market for him. I just don't. DeAndre Ayton, he won't be in Phoenix.
No.
I've seen some rumors about the Lakers, the Hornets, maybe. I don't know.
And the Hawks too.
Hawks, yeah, he won't be in Phoenix though. That's for damn sure. Y'all go ahead and go.
I guess I'll jump in next. Like you said, there's not much of a market for Donovan Mitchell. You're a 6'3" athletic point guard, and every team has that damn near. So you go down the NBA roster and you look at those guards that they have, almost every legit team has a solidified starting point guard. Memphis has their guy. Atlanta has their guy. The Hornets have their guy. The only team I can think of, maybe Miami, don't have a guard of that nature. But everybody, Boston, yeah. But that doesn't move the needle for me with Boston, man, because all that is still going to be ran through Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So
I don't know about that.
Shit. Oh, Jason, shut up. He's not gonna get the shine he wants with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Donovan Mitchell harder than both of them.
Is he gonna get the shine?
Than both of them. Well, I think he probably what the Boston Celtics exactly need, like somebody take that pressure off of Jason Tatum. That can hold that down, because you know he's been known to go back and forth with a Trae Young or with Luka Doncic having 40 points a night in the playoffs and so on and so forth. His problem is he played out of position in Utah. He's not a shooting guard. He can score, but he's too small. So when you got Conley Jr. and Donovan Mitchell as your backcourt, that's too small. So you're going to get exposed here and there. But if you can actually put him at the point guard position and let him distribute, because he is a smart IQ player, plus he can score whenever you need a bucket, I mean, that might be what Boston needs.
Well, no, I don't see him getting Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown into position to score. That's what happened to the Celtics in the finals. They didn't have a guard to actually put those guys in a position to score without overworking. I don't see that with Donovan Mitchell.
Well, let me say this. Teams, it's shown that, man, certain players work well with certain situations. And Kyrie Irving, when he came into that dynamic with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, it was a disaster. And I think a better fit for them is going to be like a Kyle Lowry type of guy who's just a true point guard, and that's just what I am. I'm a true point guard.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I would love to see Kyle Lowry go replace Marcus Smart. And Marcus Smart.
Kyle Lowry is over with.
Yeah, but that style of player though is what I'm kind of
right. But yeah, true PG is what they truly need.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. If Lonzo Ball was there, like oh my God, if Lonzo was there,
that'd be tough.
He would change
life. They could get a I ain't gonna say Lonzo. I don't know what his doctor. I say if they can get a point guard like that over there, which that's what they should have been trying to do instead of letting him go to Chicago. But hey, I mean, his knee toe up. So
I hope it's not for him. Me and you talked about this in your stream yesterday. So I mean, I hope not, but it is what it is. But I think Boston just needs a more facilitating type point guard. I mean, even if they went and got like a Ricky Rubio, I think he just retired from the NBA. But like just a guy who just would be selfless towards let Brown and Tatum do their thing, take the pressure off them as far as ball handling. Because man, Tatum boy, his handles are so sus. After I really watched him, like his handles are sus.
Yeah, it's because he's trying to do too much.
Yeah.
He's overworking for no reason.
He look like Kawhi Leonard when Kawhi Leonard has to really handle the ball. Kawhi Leonard really can't handle the ball like that.
No.
Now, I'm going to get off. I want to kind of get back on because I missed the 76ers and where y'all had them going next season.
Okay.
And the thoughts on James Harden with this contract thing. See, to me, I can't applaud it. I can't even put it in the realm of what Tom Brady has done all his career and them type of guys. Like, them is the type of guys that took pay cuts because they wanted the team to win. He don't have a choice. He don't have no choice. It's a lose-lose situation for him. If he take that contract, that $47 million, then all eyes on me like Tupac, and he ain't ready to handle that type of candidate. So he already know, okay, I can't do that. Me going to another team and trying to re-up, can't do that. That'll look silly. And me, opting into this contract and it coming back with this same team and not being able to sign nobody else, knowing that I'm not that type of player that's going to get us over, that'll all be dumb. So I think like that was his only choice. I don't think he really had a choice. Anything else, any other choice would have been dumb. I mean, it just would have made him look silly and put all the pressure on him. So he's like, all right, I'll take $4 million hit, $5 million hit. I done made over $500 million in my career. Like, I'm stupid rich. So, I mean, the money, I'm still getting paid millions. And now we can get somebody like a PJ Tucker in here to help do his thing. And what I will say is I heard he in the gym right now as we speak, like trying to get himself all the way together for this upcoming season. So all that's good, but the pay cut, I don't even think he had a choice. So,
well, even still, if you see it that way, nobody would have. I mean, he still had the option to opt in, and that just is what it is. So it shows some level of maturity.
But think about that, Hoop. If he opt in 47, and now you didn't cripple the 76ers from being able to go and get somebody else to help y'all, and you not that guy that's gonna get over the hump, and you in Philly, and you did all that shit to get over to Philly. Them Philly fans will let you have it. If that boy would have opted in, and they would have been the same type of team that they was last year, that would have been a knock on his legacy, and especially them Philly fans. He ain't never been around no fans like Philly. So I just don't think that would have been a smart move.
I agree that the Philly fans are unique. By unique, I mean piece of shit. We all know this. But I still think in this market, James Harden he's kind of a current blue blood. And by that, I mean, he can really he has a lot of latitude to do things, and there's a certain ilk of people who just will rock with everything James Harden do just because they just want to be a fanboy of his, and there's a space for that. So,
what you mean in the league?
Yeah, in the league, I mean, there's people who still would cape for James Harden just because his stats were where they were, because his game is how it looked. Oh, Will, I just remember. Here's why I don't like James Harden. Because I remember you worked this camp many years ago. You may not even remember this.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
And somebody asked that, like, what's your mentality when you go against people? He's like, to embarrass people. That told me everything I need to know about James Harden. I'm like, nope, I'm out all the way. If your mentality is to embarrass people and not to be productive and be efficient and to win basketball games, that told me everything I need to know about James Harden. This was like, what, 8 years ago, right?
Yeah, this is when it was his first, he had just signed to the Rockets. And I got invited to work his camp or whatever. Seemed cool, this and that, but yeah, I remember that story vividly, man. And that was more like a street baller mentality.
Exactly.
So instead of trying to win the game, you want to try to embarrass somebody. That's it. Winning the game should be number one priority. Embarrassing somebody is second, third on the list, man. Like when you go up 20, then you out there expo. That's when you try to embarrass somebody, but not the other way around, man.
Facts.
Yeah, I remember that too.
That's what your Warriors do. They embarrass you while they're whipping your ass. It's not like they come out there with the objective to embarrass you. That's just kind of a byproduct of what they do. So the fact that I see that was on the forefront of his mind, I'm like, no, I'm good. Nope. I like James Harden in OKC. I liked him a lot. I thought he was versatile. He reminded me of like a Manu Ginobili, basically reincarnate. You know, I like the kid. I did, man. If I'm being honest, I like the kid. But then when the shit he talk about, I'm just like, oh no. That shit go on TikTok. Oh no. I'm out. Good luck with that, bro. I'm out. Me personally. Poe, what you think about that, bro? That mentality he had.
Who, James Harden?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
All right, your thing, man.
It stinks. It stinks. I mean, I don't know, man. James, you can get away with that ISO ball in the NBA, but like you were saying earlier on the show, he don't play basketball the right way. So right. if he keeping that mentality of that ISO, and then I go to the lane and I try to create for myself or somebody else, that it disrupts the rhythm of the offense.
Thank you.
And so that mentality, if he keep that mentality, they gonna be nothing. The 76ers will be the same damn team that they was this past season.
Hold on a second. Let's break that down. So when you say disrupt the rhythm, let's talk about people listening. Well, what does that mean, disrupt the rhythm? I want you to explain that.
Well, it's like when the offense is flowing, everybody should be moving, right? Nobody should be. The offense never want to be stagnant. People standing still. If you pass, it's supposed to be pass, cut, pass, screen. Off ball screens, down low screens. It's supposed to be a good movement every time. But if everybody's standing around while James is at the top, dribble, step back three, and then come back down, dribble, go to the hole, floater, then come back down, dribble, go into the hole. Now you want to pass it, throw a lob. It's a lot of standing around. It's like, okay, everybody can get in the flow of how they play because they watching. They being more of a photographer, a spectator, than actually playing. So in the flow, when you open, right, or you cut to the hole, if somebody don't give you that ball when you was open and cut, it could disrupt your whole mental right there. If I'm wide open at the three and you take too long to pass it to me, and I got to be like, hey, I'll start waving my arms and shit. Mm-hmm. By the time I get it, I'm out of the flow. Mm-hmm. Now, I might hit it, but most likely I might miss it because I'm not in the flow no more. I'm in the flow when everything is moving, the ball is moving, and I get hit. As soon as I'm open, I feel like, hey, I'm open, and the ball come my way. I'm in the rhythm. My shit is just going. It's an energy thing.
And that's absolutely right. And I want you to say it because you broke it down perfectly. And as a player, when I played D1 basketball, like when I had a point guard who knew to give it to me in the flow, it made me happy and it made me want to play defense. It made me not want to smack my lips and, like you said, waving your hands, hey, like Carlton, in that Will Smith.
Right.
It's a difference. It's a difference when you get the ball when you're happy, because again, it just makes you want to play and to contribute to everything because you're happy. When you don't get the ball with that, it does disrupt your psyche, meaning you may not play as hard. I know what people say, you should always want to play hard. Yeah, that's true. But people are human out there, man. People are human out there. So when you don't give people an opportunity to play organically, it does disrupt things. I'll give you a perfect example. A dude like Kevon Looney, who on his own, he ain't shit. But when you give him the ball, he's happy. He's going to do everything that need to be done to make sure stuff need to get done, if that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
And somebody gonna try to steal Kevon Looney at some point. They're gonna try to pay him more money, and they're gonna see what he's really about, which is he's a dependent player, which I like to call him.
Let me give you another example of the flow. See, Melo, Lonzo, even back in the day, Lonzo. But let's talk about now. LaMelo hit people so lovely in the flow.
Facts.
He hit you soon as you even think you open. Soon as you, oh shit. Yeah, the ball coming. Here it comes. Like, he see that shit. He see when the defense is cheating over a little bit. Oh, he got his feet too far in the paint, or whatever the case may be. He playing off Oubre a little too far. Okay, I'm gonna swing that bitch over there so fast to Oubre, give him enough time to catch and release.
Right.
And it's like, so he hit cats, and that's why you see all of their 3-point percentages go up. They field goal percentage. Miles Bridges went from 42% shooting before LaMelo came from the field goal to 50% shooting. Nigga went up 8%. You understand? Yeah. So that's what a real point guard could do for you, especially if you're a runner. He can make you feel good, like Hoop said. The energy, you want to play defense because you just hit you a shot. Now you ready to lock up. It's going down. The vibe is real.
And that's called being a complete basketball player. And like Cliff, like you said, it's human nature, man. For you to be open and not get the ball is very deflating. It's very, very deflating, and it causes you not to want to do certain things like that. Why in the hell am I continuing to bust my ass on defense and I'm not getting it when I'm open? And also, that's LaMelo. He gets a joy out of seeing somebody else being successful through the assist. And that's very rare for some kids to develop that, to have a joy of your teammate actually being successful. Even though you didn't score the point, but you did something that caused your teammate to be successful. And a lot of dudes don't have that. And this is why you see star players, when they coming from these AAU teams, struggle understanding that somebody else's success is not hindering your success, but it's just helping them as a team, as a person. And that gets everybody in the flow. And this is why the Warriors are so good. They are selfless at being selfish. I think I said this on
free flowing.
Yeah, very free flowing, man. It doesn't matter who gets it. Clay might get 31 games. Just like the game where he hit 14 threes, they literally tried to do everything possible for him to get that record. That's what you do as a team. And a lot of players don't, i.e. James Harden, is like, if you getting the shine, that means I ain't getting the shine. And I can't get down with that. So I don't, if he's successful at some point, good for him, but I don't see it happening.
Oh, so somebody just said third word, Hoop. You want to read that out to the people? I don't know how true that is, but that's true. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy news. Breaking news. And shout out to Third World Columbia, man. H-Town in the building says breaking news. Golden State Warriors signing Bobby Portis from the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, wow. Oh, my. Wow. That's a big. What up?
Go ahead, jump it out, P-Rose. Appreciate you coming up, bro.
Hey, man, salute to y'all, man. I'm glad y'all talking about it. I didn't even expect it. Bobby Portis to the Warriors, but that's huge because not only he's a good defender, but he also he can also hit threes and everything at a good clip too.
Good rebounder too.
Great, like shooting. And then everybody talking about the Warriors they don't have rebounder. They basically out rebounded every team they faced in the playoffs this year. So I mean,
talk to him.
I mean, but like the thing is like, you know, I know y'all talk about, you know, James Harden and everything. You know, me personally, I've always thought that he was more of he likes the game, but he was more fitting into like the glitz and the glam of the NBA lifestyle, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I feel like that like, you know, I feel like that man can't, like, you know, and then the last couple years it really showed, because it's like, you know, you purposely came into the season knowing you wanted to get out of Houston. So you purposely came into the season overweight, looking like a whole Teletubby out there. And then, you know, you tried to rush yourself. You tried to rush yourself back into shape, which actually caused you to get injured in the later down in the season and into the playoffs last year. And then you came into this season out of shape and everything, hurt and everything. And but it was all, you know, and like what did it all lead to? You know, now, you know, teams are wondering, like, can you be that James Harden, like, that scoring, you know, 30 points a game? And I said this, man, his style of basketball is not conducive to winning. You know, everybody knows this. Hit like the ISO ball and everything, the dribble, step back and everything. And then now, like, I don't think his body is going to be able to hold up with the style of basketball that he plays unless he decides to change. So, you know, it's just, you know, that's all, you know, that's what I think. But like, I heard y'all talk about, you know, the Warriors and all that. You know, the thing that I know is about the Warriors and everything, they are content. They're content on playing unselfish, no matter what, you know, no matter what point of time in the game, you know, they could be down 10, down 15. It doesn't matter. They's like, you know, if we keep playing the way of basketball that we play in, you know, runs are going to come organically, scoring is going to come organically, you know, it's going to be fine, you know. And that's, you know, and that's what makes them virtually, you know, impregnable offensively. You know, they are so locked into that game plan. They are so locked into that unselfish philosophy. And, you know, it's just it's great basketball. You know, I just love seeing, you know, the Warriors offense work at their full potential.
Right. And the NBA, I just wanted to add, man, because the NBA, it's getting away from good basketball, right? You only got a few teams that actually play good basketball. It's most of this, you know, I try to tell my AAU teams and whatnot, the kids that play for the squads, like, you can only take the NBA so far, you know what I mean? Because that ain't like how they style of play. That ain't how real basketball is played. It's getting out of hand. This isolation basketball, it's getting out of hand. When I was coming up playing, we played inside out. You attack the defense, make the defense sink in, get your easy bucket, get a foul, get an easy layup. If nothing else, kick it out to somebody at the three.
Thanks.
Now I'm watching kids, they be stuck at the 3-point line. People don't even want to cut because they want to hit the three. They call three a boom. I thought a boom was the dunk. I'm like, niggas hit three. They talking about boom. I'm like, boom. Man, that's a quiet shot. That's a shot. You just run back on defense after you knock that down. Unless you Steph Curry throwing up some shit that he throw up. See, that's different. That's where these kids they fucked up in the brain because he do shit that look like a real video game. Yeah. But like they don't understand, he been playing on these NBA courts since he was 2, literally running these NBA courts and shooting on them from half court all his life. So him being in this element and being able to do all of this, and in the way he practiced and working the whole 9 yards, they don't understand. Like, nigga, y'all not there.
Yeah.
But every kid is gonna feel that way at some point. Is because they mirror who they like to watch, and that's why I get mad at folks saying that Steph ruined basketball. In a sense, in the correct sense, no, he didn't. In a false sense of it, yes, he did, because he makes it look so easy. People think that they literally can do that, and we all did that at some point when we were growing up, trying to do fadeaways. We
worked at it though.
Trying to do up and unders but we, for the most part, we just hoop. Now you have these celebrity trainers. You have these celebrity trainers out here doing BS. You got kids that's third third and fourth grade doing multiple step back jumpers, and I'm like, dude, their form hasn't even gotten to where it needs to be to do that.
It's
So
not.
why are you teaching that?
No, I think it's a copycat thing. Plus, I think the AAU basketball circuit is not it's not as beneficial as it used to be, like when I was a kid. Because like now, see, the thing is, like some of the draftees that I watched that happened in the draft, bro, I was watching them when I was in high school, bro, on YouTube on like Ball is Life and everything. And the thing is, what I know is like they show highlights and everything, and now you watch these practices and everything because the campus I go to, they host the Nike EYB, they host one of the EYBL circuits and everything. So I seen the practices and everything. They're not working they're not working on like fundamentals and skills and everything, and they're not working on basic footwork, footwork in the mid post, footwork on the elbow and everything. They're not working on just the basics of basketball. All you see is literally, you see them running a couple plays and everything, but it's mostly just shoot around, layup lines, dunk offs and everything. And then I'll be watching the games, and it was before the semester. We had like a little circuit, and I watched a couple games, and I saw these kids like 15. It's like a 15U game and everything. And all they was doing offensively, it was literally like they was playing. It was like playground ball. And then defensively, bro, like these kids don't know what a 2-3 defense is. These kids don't know, how to, the switch point, switching and everything from pick and rolls and everything. They're basically playing either the coaches is calling full court press, or they just letting them play. It's like pickup and everything. That's what it's like. And yeah.
Go ahead.
No, because it's like you kids, shooting up, you got kids shoot like they're shooting 30 footers and everything, 40 footers and everything, step backs and everything. And I'm like, y'all trying to get to like the college level and everything, and y'all have like the athleticism and everything, but I'm like, y'all stock selection is just, just crazy.
IQs is so low.
I know it's
ridiculous. And
it's literally called. We had a play called when I coached AAU. I coached it for about 10 years, 12 years, something like that. And me and my boy, we termed this phrase called TTN, and it's literally called "Take That," if you know what I mean. Take that nigga. That's the play that most AAU teams run, which is why you see so much of this one-on-one action, these bad shot selection. And I offer these services to teaching parents how to tell their kids how to watch film and how to study and break down what's a good shot, what's a bad shot. You see these heavily smothered shots. I hear these kids out here yelling green, that's fine. We all had our sayings back in the day about, when a shot was going up and that's wet or that's water, that's cash or whatever. And I'm like, literally,
these little niggas turning around after
they really think they out there playing 2K. And I'm like, dude, if you don't get your back on defense, you out here doing shot animations. Get your behind back on defense.
No, they do that. They be doing this. No, this kid one time, bro, he did like one of the 2K park celebrations and stuff. Like he did a whole backflip after making a 3-pointer. Mind you, his team was down by 15. So
they don't even care. They don't care. None of them care. The niggas in the league don't care. I be saying, even Melo and them be down 20 and this nigga hit a 3 and want to do the little. Nigga, don't do nothing. That's a silent shot. You better hope you get back in this game.
No, because it's like, the one of the few players like I watch, I see the other circuit. Now you got Mikey Williams and everything. He just posted that, he got an offer from Kansas and everything. The one person that everybody talk about, LeBron's son, Bronny, and everything. The one thing I can say about him, he don't talk at all. He like his, and
Bronny?
Yeah, he do not talk at all.
Nigga don't got the game. He talk a lot, bro. But he just now coming into his own. He couldn't talk because he ain't used to have a game to back it up.
No. I'm talking about like if you watch him play now, like he's still like he literally like I see
now.
He beasting, but he still like he don't like his head is in the game. Like listen, he ranked number 60 overall, but they think the thing is they don't got him at they don't know where he's a point guard or a shooting guard. I think he's a 2, but I think he's a combo guard. he a combo because they got it like on on ESPN like in if you rank by position, they got him as the seventh overall shooting guard. So and they got him as in terms of like they saying he's literally probably the best defensive guard in his class.
He can lock up.
Yeah, it's just everybody's like, oh, I think the rankings is just because of the stats and everything. I think people getting caught up in the numbers, like because he's not averaging like 35 points a game or something like that.
Oh
like,
no, he's had shitty seasons.
Yeah.
Until like this summer, like me and Hoop was talking about this yesterday on my podcast. This summer, bro, he showed me something different. He been aggressive. He actually he initiating everything. He used to like his highlights and shit back. Nothing that was impressive.
I mean, yeah, because it's and then I see the thing is I don't count like his sophomore year. That's when he had the MCL tear. So I don't really I'm not gonna fault him for that because he was injured most of that year. But like this past couple months, I've been watching him. I'm like, okay, he attacking. If he gets scored on, he right back in the game and everything. Now, but it's but back to the other stuff we talking about, I see it and everything. I was some of these kids, they come to the the fitness center at the campus, at the school I go to, on campus and everything. And they have to sign a waiver. I can just get it with my school ID. But I be running with them and everything. And I'm not even a hooper like that. I'm not even I would never consider I'll just play for fun and everything. But they wondering, how am I scoring on them? And they faster than me, they stronger than me. They definitely got a higher vert than me. Lord have mercy, these kids can jump out of the gym. I don't know what they feeding them, but I told them, I was like, y'all looking for the highlight, the easy thing and everything, and y'all not learning the game. Y'all just it's like you said, it's 2K to them. And what I noticed is that they didn't understand they didn't understand the point of fundamentals and everything. So I asked him why do you think Luka is so successful early on in his career, and he's not even one of the most athletic players in the league? And they couldn't answer me that. You can just ask a lot of players about these European players that are coming over and everything, and ask them why are they so successful coming from Europe to a league over here, the NBA, where the athleticism is top tier, top 1% in the world. Why are those players coming from overseas are more successful right now? And they say, and I told them and they say, I said the impact of fundamentals, teaching fundamentals of the game, because when the kids' athleticism kick in and everything, when they hit puberty, they want to start dunking and they want to start shooting crazy shots and everything, but they forget about the fundamentals. And then once they get to the league and once they get to a higher level of basketball, that stuff, they try to learn it and kick it in, as become late bloomers and everything. But when you have the fundamentals as well as the athleticism already instilled as a youngin, once you get to that next level, I believe it's going to be more beneficial, to them. And that's what I try to tell these kids and everything.
Well, a lot of these European kids, like you said, are developing fundamentals off the rip. But a lot of them are turning pro at 13 and 14 years old. So they have a chance to go and play against grown men. And when you're playing with grown men, you can't be out there with that BS. They're going to tell you something. They're going to let you know. This is why Luka is so successful. Man, Clifford talked about this before. He learned the game at an early age, and he turned pro at 15, and he was the MVP of the league at 17 or 18.
Yeah,
so he's not no normal kid. And I would say this about if y'all looking for a kid, I just came back from watching TABC out here in Texas, a big high school event. And there's a kid named Trey Johnson. He played for Team Griffin out of Oklahoma, but he's from Dallas. When I say this kid is probably going to be legit, he's number 4, number 5 right now in the nation in his class. If you ain't heard of him, go check him out. The kid is legit, about 6'4.5". Probably going to grow about 2 more inches. He's already been offered by Duke, by Kansas, by damn near anybody you can think of. So he is a legit kid that a lot of folks should be trying to be on the lookout for in the next couple of years.
Okay, Trey Johnson?
Yep.
Okay, that's crazy too, because I was just in Oklahoma messing with Team Griffin squad. But who's this kid coming next year? Supposed to be #1 overall? Can like off the top, he's gonna be #1 pick.
Well, Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah. Where is he from? And what?
France.
I just heard about him today.
They've been talking about him for like 2 years.
Yeah, he from France. He different. He's
like,
7.
He's 7 foot.
He's 7'3".
Oh,
7'3".
Lord. And he's shooting the ball like that.
Yeah, he can shoot.
Damn.
And the thing is, like, listen. I know, like, because they play. I watched the because he still said he'll be 18 later on this year. But I was watching he was playing in the FIBA 18U thing, and they lost against USA and everything. No, this was last year when it was the 17U, and they lost against USA. They was playing kids that got signed or drafted this year. They was playing against the teams that was on that USA team was Kenneth Lofton Jr., big dude out of I forgot what his name. Yeah,
that's Ken Lofton, baseball player's son.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they was playing dudes like him. They was playing I think they was playing what's his name? He got drafted by the Wizards 10th overall. What's his name? Dude's in the Taco Bell commercial. Johnny Davis.
A lot of people. Chet Holmgren was on that team.
Yeah, Chet Holmgren was on that team and everything. Oh no, like I mean, USA beat them by like 25, but this boy had like 29 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, and the thing is, his jump shot, like for somebody his size, his mechanics are phenomenal, just phenomenal.
That's why I was looking at his jump shot, right? Like I seen a couple clips. I'm gonna go check him out more. But yeah, like you said, the mechanics. I'm looking. That's why I was thinking maybe he about 6'11", 7 foot, because the mechanics they on point. You right about that. That's crazy. 7'3".
It's Lou, Sis and Lou in the building, man. To join the discussion, man. What you got to add, man? We over here just ciphering, talking about some basketball, man. What you got to add to the discussion, bro?
Oh man, hey, what's up, Hoop Jargon? Salute everybody. Man, you was cooking earlier. I had to go step out. I just want to get back on that. I just want to say something about that James Harden thing. What I was saying in the chat, I was like, I don't think that, like, the narrative right now is that, oh man, he want to win. He want to win. That's why he's taking less money. But in reality, like, if he would have took that option, I don't think he would have got a long-term deal from anybody else in the league. I think he kind of was in a situation where I don't think this is as like altruistic as everybody making it seem. I don't think he's like, I really want to win. I don't think he had any other choice, to be honest, in my opinion. Because you see Joel Embiid took the max money. Tobias Harris took the max money. Ben Simmons took the max money. Ain't nobody else on that team cutting the, taking less money to win. So it's like, I think with his situation, he knows he didn't, like you said earlier, he bounced out of Houston, got up out of Brooklyn. Philly gave up. What did Philly give up for him? Ben Simmons, Andre, Seth, and how many first round picks?
Yeah, I gave some shit up for him.
they all that just for James Harden. Well, he better take a pay cut. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's more like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. It's like, man, I'm coming up on my end of my career. Like, I got to do something. Got to figure something out because, like you said, I think this is the last stop for him. This is literally his last chance at being, mentioned with the greats. The top shooting guards of all time. This is his last little hoorah. So he had to, and like the title of this thing is like self-reflection. What is it called?
Self-awareness is necessary.
Self-awareness. Yeah, he had to realize what the hell's going on, what's happening with myself, who am I as a person there. I gotta be and buy into this situation because this is it. You got a bona fide, I won't say bona fide superstar. You got a semi superstar in Joel Embiid. So this is, you only get so many shots at this thing, man. So he has to ride this out. He can't go anywhere else.
He really can't.
that's exactly why I titled it what I titled it. It's because, like, dog, the train about to, get to that last stop. I think he's 32, which, he ain't done at 32 by any stretch of the imagination. But we'll consider Klay Thompson old. Klay Thompson 31. Draymond's 31.
Hey, so, James, he about the same age as Steph, ain't he?
No, Steph's 34. So
he's in his range. Wherever KD, Russell Westbrook, all them dudes in that same age round.
Westbrook's
right. He right. Yeah, he right. And that's what I was going to.
The difference what make them old is the fact that they came in at 19 years old.
Yeah, and you're right. He is 32. I guess I forgot Steph played 3 years.
When you've been playing for all of these years, 18, 19 years old in the league, and you 32, you damn near 20 years. Like nigga, you on your way. You 15, 16, going hard. So,
but James Harden's game his game doesn't translate into an old man game.
Yeah, it does not. It does not age well. Agreed.
It doesn't translate. So this is why Klay Thompson can go on and still be successful. And people want to call him old, but Klay Thompson's game is based off of catch and shoot. Like you play with old dudes before when they get to them older age, they go to a gym or park or whatever, rec league. Shit, they ain't out there expoing no more. They catch and shoot, letting it fly. Steph Curry can be successful when he gets a little older. Catch and shoot. James Harden's game.
Just look at Kyle Korver. Look at Kyle Korver. Look at Ray Allen. They played late into their 30s.
James Harden, he don't have a post game. He don't really play off the ball at all. He can't. I've never seen him come off screens and set screen. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen that. If y'all can show me,
yeah, he's not a high flyer.
Nope, not a high flyer.
It's over. You know it too. That's why he said you damn right. I'm gonna get 3 years, cut this down, sign some more people. That's rough.
That's why I was asking earlier too. I was gonna ask the panel too. Do y'all think they gonna get rid of Tobias Harris?
Hell yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I think they might get rid of Tobias Harris. I heard they're gonna trade him to the Kings. That's the rumor. That's the rumor. Me, I don't know if that's on the phone or that.
Tobias Harris
trade him somewhere.
Tobias Harris is good enough to be wanted and bad enough to be traded.
Right. That's fact.
To be traded. I like that.
He's been on like 8 or 9 teams. Like,
and then like paid $37 million to get 2 points in the playoffs.
Tobias Harris over me. You know what Jimmy?
Damn. Bye Harris.
I like that.
That nigga's new name is Bye Harris.
Yeah, that boy.
I just don't think that solves their problems though. Because they still they just got a problem.
Got James Harden. That's what's not gonna solve it. As long as they got him, he's done. It's
because he don't look good with Maxey and they don't look good together.
And that's the issue. What are you gonna do with Maxey? You gotta roll with him. You gotta roll with him.
You see James Harden in Brooklyn this season. He don't look good nowhere no more. It's over. These old cats, and they're not even old. Like, it's crazy because I know myself, I'm 40. So calling a 31-year-old old is crazy, right? But I understand that they've been playing NBA basketball since they was 19, 18 years old. So that's a lot of tread on the tires. And you talking about playoffs and included. So and these cats, especially James Harden, we know he was in the nightlife a lot. So him working out, you can tell on his body, he don't stay in shape like the LeBron James of the world and so on and so forth, the Tom Brady's of the world. Cats that get older and really still take this shit at a high level because they want to continue winning chips and chasing chips. He chasing Dorito chips. This nigga ain't chasing the real chip. He chasing Doritos. So it's over. 31, he old 31. And look at his body. Look at his body right here on the screen. He got a dad bod.
James Harden was one of them dudes. I think you said it before. James Harden is one of them dudes that didn't get no play from the chicks growing up. And so when he got some bread, all that went to his head, and all these females are coming towards you, spending all this cash to make women like you. And that is what his downfall is, not being able to get females when you're younger. Like good beard.
I'm gonna
So I
refute
think
that.
James Harden without a beard, he looks like a freaking Marvin the Martian type of dude.
No, because he went to Artesia High School, and
which is close to where I
it's
work. I
cracking.
work in Cerritos, which is one city over. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Mhm.
cracking. And,
Yeah.
and when you the band there in basketball, yeah, trust he had his women. And
He
then
wasn't
you go
getting.
to
Yeah, easy
then you
tickets
go to the
to
Sun Devils. Hold on, come on, man.
Go ahead, go ahead.
You go to Arizona State Sun Devils, homie. Do you know how many? What? Yes, no. He's had no problem in that department. I believe, in my opinion, because it's just he's been the man everywhere he went in
I
basketball.
think it's
That alone get you pussy. That alone get you pussy.
I will
I
say
think
in Artesia, yeah, brother. It's it's as a black man, you do stand out because again, I work in Cerritos, which is again one city over. And
Correct.
Artesia's
Bunch of Asians and all kinds.
yeah,
of shit.
Asians, Hispanics. It's a story program. It's a story hoop program over there. And
For sure.
yeah, man. He ain't the only one who came out of Artesia. So it's a school you'll never hear about unless you know the area. So I do ebb a little towards Pope. Now he may not got the baddies that he got access to in Houston when he lost his mind. Now
No, Arizona State, y'all.
oh, that's fair enough. It do be some nice ones in Arizona State. I know that.
Arizona State, damn near. You know, some people rank Arizona State got the most baddest bitches in all of the.
That's fair.
really? Wow.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, you could check it out. I've been up there a couple times on their campus and so on and so forth. So I mean, it's not far. They're not far. It's crazy. It's crazy up there.
I would say this though, Pope, it's a little different because those be those mixed joints, you know, up there. But when you came to Houston, you got them cornbread, thicky McDixtons down there,
And now I'm rich.
Bill Dixon out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Bill Dixon.
It's a different type of fine in Arizona State and then in Houston. It's a different type of fine, but you're not wrong though. You're not wrong at all.
No doubt. No, you're right about that for sure. H-Town is H-Town. I'm familiar. It's a whole nother level.
It's a different world though.
Of beauty.
It's a different world.
It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because over
If you're
Arizona,
not from Houston, now Houston will sucker you in. This is why so many dudes don't want to leave there once they do visit, or they still keep their houses there. Man, me and Cliff both from Houston, so we know, and it's tough out there, man. It's tough. You got a variety of things. It ain't like a Miami type of variety type of women, but it's a variety of Hispanic, Chinese.
Would you put it up there with LA? Who would you put it? You in LA? Would you put it up there with LA?
Would I put Houston in LA?
Yeah, as far as the yeah.
Super talent.
Probably got more superficial women out in LA though.
Yeah,
like the stripper talent, absolutely. I would put Houston over
stripper
LA.
talent, not stripper talent. Ain't
like just normal regular girls.
Just all around. However you know what I mean. Get money, the whole 9 yards. The beauty with the brains, the whole shebang.
Got you. I would say girls here are more chill. So it depends on what you want. If you want a more chill, more kind of well-rounded chick, it's more of them out here. If you want body and just that little powwow with the education, they're gonna do that out there in Houston. Houston by far got this place fucked up in that capacity. Because
no doubt. Because the body texture is crazy.
It's crazy. And this too though.
It's ridiculous.
The trade-off is over here in LA is you got the superficial broads out here though. So like when you meet them, the first question is, what do you do? Back home in Houston, they more just trying to feel you out or see what you're about.
Yeah.
Over here it's just like for my personal little brand I got going. And that's the difference between LA and Houston. The big difference I've seen. Now I ain't been in the dating market since, I got a girl, she in another room. I ain't been in that scene. No, I talk openly though. I don't bite my tongue. But I ain't been in that scene almost like a year and a half, 2 years. But when I first got here though, you can feel it. It's a lot different. It's a lot different in that capacity. And so that'll be the major difference I see. Because as far as looks, maybe they're prettier out here. I'll probably give LA that. But the superficial aspect is going to be the biggest difference between like Houston and back home. And again, that Cali chill vibe, thing, it's real, and that's what you see more of out here.
Okay. Because I just know home in LA, like it's like more. They be down to earth. They be 80 Cooley, whatever. It's like it depends. It's a variety. It's just a variety of a mixture of all kinds. It's all shape, forms, fashion out there. So that's what be what's up. Yeah. But yeah, like you say, Houston is in Project Pats and them they be built to
Be
last.
good and educated at the same time.
I gotta say this too, though.
And Houston got a variety of. They got variety too, because a lot of people be from everywhere out there. Because the city's so fucking big. A lot of people come live out there. Like my cousin, them, they live out there. They from LA. They live out there. They doing real smooth out there. My one doing real estate out there, killing the game. One she on her boss shit out there, and they live over there by the Galleria and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Right in the mix.
In the mix.
Say too before I move.
Let her go visit her. I'll tell you, it'd be crazy.
Yes, hey, but on some real stuff though, even with the ratchetness, like you mentioned, you gotta watch out for them Long Beach chicks though. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they can kind of fake it a little bit.
East side chicks in general.
Yeah, bro. I've personally seen that. I was just like, yo, what the hell did I get myself into? It's funny out here, man. So it's trade-offs with all these things, man. It really is. But we about to enter that 2-hour mark, gentlemen. I'm gonna do some work today. Man, I thank y'all so much for being on this panel because I thought this would be a 30-minute thing, and this thing rocking, man. Real hoop opinions up here. And that's what I like, man. I like brothers who know what they speaking about, coming up here and talking their shit. That's this whole channel's about, man.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be coming on a little bit later. Hoop. So if you got time a little bit later, check it out, join it. We're gonna be talking about these signings, this free agency that's happening, and who going where. I know Miles Bridges just took his ass to jail last night while we were talking about Miles Bridges. Ain't that crazy?
Something going on with that organization, bro. Like, you got LaMelo firing up blunts on IG.
What?
Hold
on, time out. What?
Yeah, look it up, man. That boy was on IG Live firing up a blunt. That boy Miles Bridges, he want to be in the trenches. Y'all remember Malik Monk was snorting that? Remember Malik Monk last year was snorting coke? Y'all remember that?
No.
Y'all don't remember that? Yeah, Malik Monk was snorting. He was doing lines when he was out there in Charlotte. Your boy PJ with the Brittany Renner, bro. It's something going on with that organization, bro.
It ain't the organization, it's these new niggas.
I mean, it got to be something with the leadership. It got to be
new niggas doing these weird.
Ain't nobody else doing it like that.
These niggas, they want to be from the hood, they want to be from the trap, but they not like that. It's like it's an appealing thing, so they want to try to put themselves in that situation to kind of say, I live that lifestyle, but you ain't gotta be like that. You don't have to be. It's okay being from Chino Hills. It's okay being from the suburbs. You don't have to be from the hood to be successful.
Right. Hey, brother, you know what's so funny? I was on Facebook. It happened like a few years ago. John Wall, he was throwing up gang signs, right?
I remember that.
And it was y'all remember that? Hey, a dude on Facebook exposed that nigga. He said he's from a 2-parent household. He lived in a three-story house. He put the Google Map location of his crib. He had a basketball court outside in the back. I was like, he just exposed that whole shit. He's like, but these dudes be trying to, like you said, be trying to act like they not from the suburbs, trying to fit a persona.
Right. See, like,
and
I don't mind somebody smoking weed, but you ain't got to put it all out there like that. Smoking weed. The mellow boy smoke weed. Okay, cool. Bronny James, even when little Bronny was, he was caught smoking this tree on whatever, saying he was high, whatever the fuck the case may be. These niggas smoke. That's what they do. It's legal now. I smoke. I still handled my shit when I smoked back in the day when I was hooping and whatnot. It's like, okay, nigga, we gonna go destroy niggas. They don't stop nothing, but it's just the way they act, man, how they putting it all on camera for the world to see, all this dumb shit that they do. Like, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. And Montreal just got hit moving little kilos. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like Miles Bridges took a picture of his purple lean in this cup with a motherfucking joint roll. Like, what for what? Why you gotta
That's
show
what I'm
me?
saying.
Yeah, you smoke. That's between. Well, you okay, nigga? You smoke. You drink a little lean, nigga. Do you? But goddamn, you niggas want to put guns up. I see T.I. son, Lil King. He got the little paint gun, acting like it's a real gun, talking crazy. The little boots. I'm like, these little niggas is weird. I swear to God.
All right, man. Y'all be
They
easy.
so tough.
Yeah, all right, man. Y'all
All right,
fellas
y'all.
be easy. I'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, man. See y'all on the next stream, and yeah, man. See, we go to the hour. I know I got some work to do, so.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Y'all be cool. We gonna go out to the ball. Peace.
Shout out to Hoop Sharky, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoop Sharky. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Sharky.
Man, I'm here with my man with Hoop Jargon, the best in the game, man. And you know I only miss selected few in my circle. And this is a real dude right here. We gonna get down with the get down.